Ladies and gentlemen, we have an exciting episode for you today here on the Titancraft server where we are touring an awesome Harry Potter world inspired build, which includes Hogwarts, Hogsmaid, and a whole bunch of fun secrets. So you're definitely going to want to stick around to the end of the video so that you can find all the secret passages and see if your favorite Harry Potter location or Hogwarts classroom showed up in our build. There was a big team that worked on this project really hard, and I did some building myself, but I want to make sure to mention that there are quite a few people that worked on this. I know Mason Nicholas organized it, and I worked a lot with Trilentia when I was building. But I just want to let you guys know I definitely did not build this all on my own, not even close. Speaking of secrets from secret tunnels, I will say that there are some very big, important announcements at the end of this video, including stuff about the channel and also about Titancraft. And they're really, really big things that I think you guys should look forward to. But without any further ado, let's look at these amazing Harry Potter and Hogwarts inspired builds, shall we? Starting here at the entrance, we have an amazing King's Cross entrance. It looks a little bit incomplete, but still obviously very Harry Potter inspired. And this is the train station where in the movies, well, and the books as well, Harry Potter runs through the wall and gets to go to platform 9 3/4. We have some awesome map art here. And let's go ahead and go to the castle. If you're noticing, this is in the Nether, which means this is actually the Nether Portal entrance. Wait a minute. There's platform 9 and 10, so it looks like we just gotta have some faith and run through this wall. And look, it brings us right over to this Nether Portal, which is awesome. We come out on the other side through the train, which is a super cool entrance to the build, and it's going to be a lot to take in. This train, along with the train station, look absolutely phenomenal and have a lot of amazing details. They were built by Cable Guy himself. I'll link his channel in the description. He does some awesome work with building. Each one of these cornerstones has a different Hogwarts flag on it for all the 4 different houses, and I really think that this is just the perfect way to go from the Nether to the overworld into this amazing Harry Potter inspired build. Right outside of the train station is Hogsmeade, which, if you remember, is the small village outside of the castle with a bunch of shops and things that I believe was introduced in The Prisoner of Azkaban, the 3rd Harry Potter installment. So if we come over here and look at this first house, we're going to go inside and see that it is the 3 Broomsticks, which is a bar, I believe, where you can just grab some drinks, kick back, and relax. And I think this really pulls off the tavern vibe. Absolutely awesome. Moving on over to the next buildings, a lot of them have very similar interiors because they're just kind of filler to make sure that you get the full scale of Hogsmeade in here. So I might skip over a couple of these buildings, but they do all have full interiors that look pretty snazzy if you ask me. We have some statues here and a couple other filler houses like I just mentioned. We're gonna skip this one for just a second and hop on over to this little house over here, which I believe that this building is inspired by a tea shop, a tea and cookie shop that is in the Orlando Resort in the Harry Potter World theme park that they have going on here. So making some good use of the new Nether blocks, which look super awesome. I think it really came together nicely. Lastly, on the end here, we have a graveyard. This isn't actually in the Hogsmeade area in the Harry Potter universe, but we just went ahead and built this for everyone who contributed to the build. So you can see there's quite a few people that worked on this. There's myself. And I think that this was an awesome way to pay tribute to the people who worked on this. Those are all of the buildings surrounding Hogsmeade, but there is just so much for us to get to. So we're going to go ahead and fly over to some other buildings that are waiting for us out over the mountains. If you fly this way, you can go ahead and see the Shrieking Shack, which is another thing from the 3rd installment of Harry Potter, which I think turned out super awesome. It looks very shaken and fallen apart. Twisted Darling built this, super talented guy, and it definitely follows suit with a lot of these awesome decorations on the inside. I know on the top floor there's a dog that is named Sirius Black, but we have so much to go through that I just thought we stop by quickly. As we fly over here to the right, you can see that there is some platforms here which are meant to represent the fourth book, which is the Goblet of Fire, and how they had to do some challenges where they jump into the water. Just a super cool thing, not super detailed, but adds to the atmosphere. As you might have seen behind me, we have something that is absolutely crazy. The entire the entire Quidditch arena. I forget what the actual name is. Leave it in the comments if you remember. But like my render distance is not super low, and there's not very many people on the server right now. But this thing is massive, and it would have been awesome to try and get maybe some hoops in here to get the full experience. But I think, all the colors and the shape just really pull it off nicely. It's hard to like gather the scale of this thing, but it looks absolutely phenomenal, and I'm glad that someone built this. I had no part in this particular project, so super grateful for whoever worked on it. As we come back over to the platforms we were just at, we're going to see something that is a little crazier than the Quidditch field. You see these cliffs and this black stone wall that just seems to keep going and going. And, well, it looks like it stops eventually. If any of you can guess what this is, it looks like we took a lot of things from the third installment, but that is Azkaban, which is the prison with a bunch of Dementors that fly around. And this thing is absolutely huge and looks incredible. I also did not work on this particular project myself, but it looks amazing. And I just think having all of these different places to go outdoors makes you feel like you're part of the world that much more. And you can definitely tell when you fly around here that this is meant to be Harry Potter inspired, and it looks awesome. All right, well, that's enough of outside. What about the castle? What about Hogwarts, the thing that everyone's been waiting for? Well, that's why we're coming down to this particular building right here. This one I built, actually. I did not work it on the exterior as much, but I did do these turquoise highlights. But I did do the interior of Honeydukes, which is the candy shop in Hogsmeade, where there are some secrets that I may or may not have mentioned earlier. As we walk in, we can see a little bit of flexing with the diamond blocks right there. But I think Twisted Darling and I really captured the essence of a candy store as much as you can in vanilla Minecraft. And there are some super awesome Easter eggs in here. Obviously, if there's candy, you got to put it in a candy store, right? So we got a bunch of glazed terracotta, crying obsidian, and honey and slime. And I think those worked great for candy on the shelves. And I'll just quickly walk upstairs to show you that it kind of continues here as well with some beacon chandeliers. Super awesome stuff. But what I'm even more proud of is when you head to the basement, which is where things get a little creepy crawly. I am really proud of this basement that Twisted and I did. The texturing and the floor and the ceiling, just the puddles now and again, the different workstations. I think everything was used very well to pull off a nice cellar. Super awesome stuff. But if you remember correctly, the reason why this basement is so important in the movie and book, the third one, I believe, is because Harry is not allowed to go to Hogsmeade with his friends, and so he has to sneak there. And so he comes through the cellar using the Marauders map. You have to be looking carefully to find the secret exit to go to Hogwarts, which is hidden behind none other than this trapdoor. So if we go ahead and press the button here, we can crawl down the ladder with a little bit of a piston door action up there and come to this creepy hallway almost that goes down to the castle. Twisted Darling did this all by himself. Super awesome work. I think the soul lanterns went great with this. This button right here, you got to press real quick if you're going to open up this door and come out by a statue that's just chilling here in a hallway. And that's where we come down to the castle. You might be asking, why didn't we do an exterior castle? Because, surprise, surprise, this is all underground. In fact, it would have been so much more work to not only build the outside, design the outside, but also to try and fit these interiors in. It was a lot easier to just dig off in different directions to make the rooms. So, brace yourselves for walking into Hogwarts, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Just look at this. This is absolutely incredible. I believe we took the inspiration from the holiday era of Harry Potter. I think it was in the first book and movie where it was Christmas time and there were some awesome decorations. Correct me if I'm wrong, but there's a bunch of Christmas trees and things. I didn't work on this at all, but I think the floating candles look absolutely perfect, and the scale and the tables, everything just seems to line up perfectly. And I think that this screams Harry Potter. Like, there's no way that you look at this and say, nah, I don't know what that's from, if you are a Harry Potter fan. As we come down to the end of the tables here, there are maps for each of the four houses. We have Slytherin over here, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, and Gryffindor, and all of these were map arts done by hand, so props to whoever made those. Super awesome stuff. Well, let's move past the Great Hall now and move into some exciting rooms, such as, oh my gosh, the moving staircases. I think this is one of the most iconic locations in Harry Potter. When you watch the first movie, I think that is probably one of the most striking things about the castle is the fact that there's a bunch of staircases that are constantly moving. The only thing I wish we would have done with this area is perhaps cover the walls in a bunch of paintings, because I know that is in universe accurate, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. Either way, looks absolutely incredible. So, in this giant kind of chamber of stairs, this is where all of the other Hogwarts rooms are. All the different staircases lead to different ones. So, we're going to go downstairs in the basement or cellar area first, which starts in this dungeon style area, which, go figure, has potions class in it. This potions classroom, it's relatively simple, but it does the job. And I think there's not really anything else that you would need for a potions classroom. I think it was pretty spot on, as long as you got these cauldrons and brewing stations. Speaking of potions and Snape being head of Slytherin, it looks like we have arrived at the Slytherin common room. This was built by Trelentia, and I think it is by far one of the best rooms in all of the Hogwarts building. Like, just look at this, guys. Absolutely incredible work. I think Blackstone suited this perfectly, along with these kelp blocks and stained glass. It just all comes together so well, and Trelentia is so talented. So big shout out to her. On the right here, it's kind of an entrance to the bedrooms. And so we just connected the common rooms immediately to the bedrooms for all four houses. We have a nice little snake statue here and some cozy living quarters on the side. I think it's just duplicated on both sides, but super awesome stuff. One other quick thing that I will point out is that there was a hole here. And if you noticed it, it is meant for a bit of a project that I am not going to look at that Enderman. Ah! But if you can kind of see back there, there's a bunch of open space, and that is meant for the Chamber of Secrets. That is not entirely accurate to the books and movies, of course, but it just seemed most fitting, and there's a lot of space down here. So I believe Mason Nicholas is working on that right now and building up the Chamber of Secrets. I'm really sad I can't show off the finished thing, but more explanation as to why I can't wait at the end of the video. I'm excited though, and hopefully able to see some pictures later of the work that he's done. That's all for the bottom floor, so let's move up a floor to some more super exciting rooms, and we're actually gonna skip this little entrance and go up another one because that one is the one that winds up the most. So this is actually the entrance to the Hufflepuff area, the common room and whatnot, and I think because of that, we put the Herbology Classroom here. This is another one that I think was relatively simple, but definitely gets the vibe right. You can definitely tell a difference between some of the rooms where it's like, yes, that is from Harry Potter, and some that are not as connected. So, for example, the Great Hall, you definitely know that is. That maybe not as much, but you can definitely take a guess, and I think that's the best we could do. Here is the Hufflepuff Common Room, and I think that this is a super awesome room with some amazing greenery, and I think the wood tones complement it quite a bit. My favorite thing about the different common rooms is that they all have different layouts. Like the beds are under here, and the common room is just fully connected to that. And I think that gives it a lot more intrigue as a build and a lot more interest, visual interest, in comparison to, for example, the Slytherin one looks awesome, but having different layouts makes it not get repetitive. All right, let's hurry and move on. There's so many other builds, and we don't want this video to be too long. And I'm sorry if I'm rushing through them, but we got to make sure to show all the goodness that people have been working on. Here is another classroom that I think is probably one of the more accurate classrooms from the movies, and I think the block palette was really, really nice here. This is, of course, Professor Minerva McGonagall's classroom. So I think this one fits really well, and I think the desk designs are awesome. Having the bookshelves and dark prismarine really just all comes together very nicely. Actually, pop quiz: what class did McGonagall teach in the books? Let me know in the comments if you know what that is. All right, let's move up the stairs a little bit more, past some more kind of hallway decorations, over to another build that I think just screams Harry Potter, and walk right into the hospital wing. I think that this build is super awesome. The arches look amazing. The backdrop behind the windows with all of the sky and greenery, absolutely awesome. And I think that whoever built these beds with the different banners and things really just looks exactly how hospital beds in the movies look. At least they come pretty close for being Minecraft. You'll notice over here that there's one that's completely purple, which is taken by Irma K, who worked on this build quite a bit as well, and she died a lot. So she had a permanent place here, just in case she happened to have a surprise creeper friend. You'll happen to see that there's quite a few broom closets everywhere, and those are a lot of secret passages that go in between a lot of the rooms that we've already seen. So that's the reason why I'm not exactly showing them off all the way yet, but there are some other secret passages we're getting super close to. I absolutely love this hallway. It's not all too complicated, but sometimes keeping it simple just makes things better. The cobwebs, soul flames, it just really has an awesome vibe, and I love the black stained glass to have kind of a reflection on the other side of the hallway. This is meant to be the forbidden floor from the movies. I think that was most prominently seen in the first book or movie. Now we go through the next door, and that comes to a less less glamorous area, which is just, oh my goodness, those are netherite blocks. Well, anyway, this is definitely not a Harry Potter area. This is actually our area for farms and building materials and things like that. This is kind of our base of operations for all things that we were building throughout the castle. So just thought I'd give you a little bit of a behind the scenes look. And I think that the forbidden floor hallway really fit with us not wanting other people to come here. We had quite a few people visit, and actually on Christmas Day, this last year, we had a bunch of people come, and we actually held classes. I taught the herbology class, so it was a super fun time, and we didn't want anybody getting behind the scenes there. All right, we're passing by some more stuff. I believe there's a secret room on the other side of this, but last time I was there were mobs, and I don't trust it. So we're going to move down this hallway right here. As we come around the corner, there are a set of doors that open up to an absolutely awesome room that I've only recently seen. If you don't recognize it already, this is the Defense Against the Dark Arts classroom. Super awesome build. I am really blown away by the color palette, and I just think everything blends together super well. The sea pickles, just the little things, and this is meant to be a Bogart from the movie. And obviously, the most scary thing on the planet hiding in its depths. But regardless, I think all these little details just everywhere really make it come together. I'm really proud of everyone who worked on this, and I'm super glad that I had the chance to also be a part of this building experience. When we come up the stairs here, we walk into an office, and it makes me think of Umbridge's office, but I don't know if anyone ever actually clarified if this is Umbridge's office or not. It has a lot of pink, so I'm going to assume it is. I love the fireplace in this build, and it obviously has a lot of pink. I don't really have much else to say, but I really, really dig the fireplace. All right, let's head out of this amazing room and head on up to the final couple rooms, and some of them I think are the best in the entire castle, so you're definitely going to want to see these. All right, instead of going straight like we did earlier, we take a left. And yes, it does get a little bit confusing when you're first in here, especially someone like myself who joined maybe like halfway through the project or something like that, maybe a third of the way through. And I got lost so much at the beginning. And, maybe that's part of the wonder of this is discovering new things and getting yourself lost. So, in fact, speaking of lost, I totally lost where a secret passage was that I was supposed to go to through here somewhere. I guess they wouldn't be called secret passages if they weren't secret. So, I mean, there's a lot of, quote, broom closets that have doors and trapdoors and whatever behind them. Not really sure where the one is that I'm looking for. But regardless, it would take you down to the potions room that we were at already. So maybe I won't take that. I'll take one that's a lot more interesting that I actually built myself. All right, so we come up here to the final two sides, which have quite a few details inside them. We're going to go ahead and look at Gryffindor's common room first. And if you know anything from the universe, you know that the fat lady painting is the way that you got to get in with the password. So with this, you just walk in, no password, maybe a little less protected, but we got some chairs and really awesome decor here in the Gryffindor common room. I'm really biased in that I am actually a Ravenclaw, and so I can't admit that anyone's is the best common room other than Ravenclaw. Of course. Who else would it be? However, I will give props for all of them. They have different layouts and really a lot of interest, and I think it keeps it fresh by having the layouts different, as I said before. All right, we can kind of look over this railing here to look down on everyone in there. And I think on either side we have some identical bedrooms for the Gryffindor boys and girls. So not anything too crazy going on up here, but definitely feels super homey, and I love that vibe. All right, let's go out of the painting and go to probably my favorite room in the whole castle. And the reason for that might be because I spent 90% of my time working on this huge chain of awesome rooms. So I hope you're excited. I love this hallway that has a little visual interest going around some corners, and then coming into this amazing library with a dome. And I'm sad. It's missing a block there. Nah! But anyway, I love all the bookshelves and using diorite. Trilentia, you're too talented. As well as the lapis in the ceiling. And actually on the server, we have a couple special things. Even though it is vanilla, we do get to use some block coupons. You can trade in these coupons for basically any block in the game, including end portal stuff. So it doesn't actually take you to the end, but it gives that starry night sky feel, kind of like astrology or astronomy, whatever. And I feel like that really synergizes with the books and things, and this really feels like an awesome common room. But what you might be asking yourself is, wait a minute, where are the bedrooms for Ravenclaw? I don't see them anywhere. Well, Ravenclaws are meant to be intelligent, which means secret passages. So of course I kind of went nuts, and I didn't build any of this, but everything else I had a major hand in building. So if you look at these two little areas for lights, you'll notice that if you walk up on this one, it is a blue shulker box. I think only on that one? Yes, only on this one. If you push up against the wall so you're under the trapdoor and try and open the shulker box, we are entering our first secret room, which is absolutely stunning. I actually started working on this bedroom myself, and then Trilentia came and helped me, and I gotta say she made it look 10 times better than I could have done on my own, but I definitely got the layout and a lot of the blocks laid out, although she might have scrapped a few of them. But I got the layout. I also did the spiral staircase, so I'm proud of that. I know I've talked so much about block palettes, but really just the stripped wood with quartz and this stripped wood and blue, it just looks so pretty. I love the Ravenclaw bedroom. I think it just looks amazing, and I think people have claimed almost all of the beds, if they're a lovely Ravenclaw. These doors just lead to some closets that have some stuff that we used while we were building it, And let's go ahead and go up the staircase. I want to gawk at this all day, but time to look at other things. As we come up the staircase, we can see a lot. Like a lot. So let's break this down. You come up the staircase, right? There's another kind of dome ceiling, and we really wanted to emulate the dome ceilings with Ravenclaw after the library, and so we kind of have these indents on the side that lead down this hall where we have Rowena's diadem, which, if you didn't know, is a super important thing to Harry Potter lore. So, of course, we had to sacrifice a netherite ingot for this bad boy. On the right side here is kind of a room that I opened up and used for my storage when I was working on this, so I didn't have to keep going in and out. But we have something super cool to get out of here. And that is, these stone buttons are not just for decoration. So let's go ahead and press one. See that little jingle? And this piston door lets us walk right out. So super awesome stuff to get in and out. However, there is a bunch of stuff over here that you probably want to see. So let's walk over there. This actually used to be a wall before I said, guess what? Ravenclaw's the best. We get the most rooms. Although maybe I shouldn't have done it. So I broke out this wall and said, screw it, we get another library. This is all my building. I believe I had 1 or 2 people helping, but I can actually claim that I did 90% of this. I don't know if it's as good as some of the other rooms, but I definitely did my best with what I had, and had some cool little things here and there. The bookshelves look pretty good, and I think the ceilings look nice as well. It really, I think, copies a lot of the patterns that we had down there. Maybe not as well, but I think it definitely belongs. If you look on our left, we have a villager with emerald eyes made of sandstone. We have a little bit of Ravenclaw trivia here. So basically what you do is you press this button and you get a question dispensed from the floor. And then after that, you look on the lectern for what the possible answers are. So all of these are possible answers, and all these people are Ravenclaws. So just some fun trivia I threw in there as a little bit of an Easter egg if you got into this secret cavern. However, we did not just do this secret area. We did more. And this leads to my favorite secret passage in the whole castle. There's a bunch of secret passages, as I mentioned before, and couldn't find some of them. However, most of them aren't super decorated. They're just quick ways to get in and out of different rooms. This is a highly decorated secret passage. If we go ahead and lift this trapdoor here, it's not too inconspicuous, but we can go ahead and go down this water chute to the tunnel, and you can switch it to soul sand right here as well. All right, we're in the water tube and we're going down into this amazing room. I'm gonna go ahead and step back, but I did this all myself, 100%, and I am really proud of it. I think this is probably some of my best work this season of Titancraft. The stone block variation, I think, was super good, and throwing in some other textures like basalt. I don't usually like to use basalt, so I think that was an awesome learning experience. And also mixing up the wood on the floors, making sure it's kind of textured, and using different things for decorations as well, like, extinguishing a campfire, or, throwing up a bell up there, or some end rods. I think everything just really came together nicely while copying over some of the awesome things we already had from other areas of Ravenclaw. And I believe that this is just copied over for the most part. I think the randomization is different on both sides, but it's pretty much the same thing, but looks absolutely amazing. And there's an area to go ahead and switch the soul sand and magma right there as well. All right, let's move on to more areas of the secret passage and go down this little hallway here. This little area just has an ender chest as well as a switch to go back and forth from soul sand, which you can see it is right now, to magma. So let's go ahead and step on the pressure plate, step off, look down, and bam, we got magma, which means we can flow downward. So time to go down the passage again. This isn't nearly as pretty as anything else, but there wasn't much I could do because there are other builds very close. So let's go ahead and press this button to open the secret door that is just hiding right here. Go ahead and crouch to get out. And look, Bada bing, bada boom. That piston door is on a pretty long timer just so that you can make sure you get out, but totally inconspicuous. You really would not expect to see it there. Before you ask, yes, you can access it from this area as well. I don't happen to have what I need on me for it, but right under here somewhere is a redstone device where you put in a key, basically an item. It's a lapis that's renamed to Ravenclaw token. And you go ahead and you throw that thing on, and then the machine will suck it up, and only that key will unlock this from this side, so you can go straight up to the secret Ravenclaw room right from the Great Hall. Woo! Wow, can I breathe yet? Ah! Well, that is every room and building inside of Hogwarts and the entire Hogwarts build. I really hope you enjoyed this video, but guess what? We have the 2 or 3 big announcements that I talked about at the beginning of the video. So let's quickly go through those. The first announcement is an apology. I have not uploaded a video in 4 months, so I am very sorry. I was in the hospital for like a month. It's a long story. And trying to finish up my last semester of college. I graduated, yoo-hoo, yes. So it was just so crazy busy, and it was not feasible that I could try and make videos during this time. So sorry for that, but here we go. We have this video, so that's all good. However, there is another kind of sucker punch in that I'm not going to be able to upload a video until after the summer. So probably mid to late August is my guess. I'm actually moving in like 1 hour, and I was already supposed to move. I just have to edit this video. And this place that I'm moving to, I'm going to be super busy and no cell service. So it's literally impossible for me to make videos, which is super unfortunate. But I think it'll be nice to recharge my creative batteries and come back strong in the fall. So I just want to let you guys know that I will have cell service on the weekends, I believe. So I will try and reply to comments. And I love talking to you guys, so make sure to leave a comment and let me know what your favorite room in the castle was, or outside the castle. Just let me know. It's been a fun video, and I think this was a nice video to end on for Titancraft for now. For now, we're gonna do some crazy stuff in the future. However, you know, those are some sad things. Guess what? We got some big happy news. Come fall, even though summer we won't have any video content for you guys, I promise it's just me. I'm okay. I will actually be making YouTube videos full time. A bit of a crazy change, but since I graduated university, I'm actually super young for graduating college, and I got all the time in the world. I would love to make videos full time. So I would love it if you guys would support me by subscribing, liking the video, all that good stuff. You already know. I don't really need to ask, but it really does mean a lot to me. So I would very much enjoy talking to you guys about this and seeing what you have to say. I finally have enough money to purchase actually good equipment. I am using a brand new microphone right now, so I hope it sounds pretty good with all the different filters and whatever. And I have PC stuff coming really soon as well over the summer that I will be able to use too. New cameras, all the jazz. We're going at nutso and making some really good videos consistently because I'm making it my job basically. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I'll be streaming a ton too. Shout out to the Twitch channel. Make sure to go follow it. I'll link it in the description. But it's super exciting. I've wanted to do this for so long. If it doesn't work out, whatever. I have fun doing it, and that's really the reason I'm doing it. But if I can make this a career, it would be awesome. You know, super low chance of that happening, but might as well try, right? In summary, super awesome Harry Potter Hogwarts builds, like nutso amazing craziness. We took a break and we're taking technically another this summer, but come fall, there's going to be some amazing builds, awesome content consistently, and I'm going to try and get as good as I can. So thank you guys so much for watching and all of your support. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the fall. Thank you very much. Peace.